That's pretty much it?
Well, the co-worker said the two of them had a thing going, and the eyewitness said that they had a big fight the night he was killed.
Accused her of being an undercover reporter. How's that work?
Well, I don't know. You gotta ask her.
You guys found some C4 in her garage.
It's the same stuff the firefighter said caused the explosion, along with some wires, a couple of fuses, you know, just the usual stuff we all have in our garage.
Could have been planted.
Yeah, right. And if frogs had wings, they wouldn't live in the swamps. Come on, Mike, you were a cop. Now, you know we've got enough here for a righteous bust.
Omnicom's right up there with Enron. Must be a lot of heat to nail her.
Well, the investigation's not over yet. Never know what might pop up. Well, you know that better than anybody, Mike. Isn't that why you're out there making the big bucks instead of being in here with the good guys?
Miss Collins, I'm Mike Bryant. I've been detained as an investigator on your case by Miss St. John.
I've already told her everything I know.
Well, it would help me if I could hear it from you.
Go ahead. I don't seem to have any pressing engagements.
Anything you tell me will have the same confidentiality as you'd have with an attorney.
First question.
Who had a motive to kill Raymond? They had Omnicom, for starters.
Well, the company is a real rat's nest. All the major players were at the party. Carl Larch, president and CEO of Omnicom, he's responsible for all of their real estate, energy, cable TV interests, was a one-time pitchman for bodybuilding miracles. Probably only a couple of steps away from an indictment on fraud charges. Larch's wife, Betty, the resident black widow, reputed to be the brains behind the brains. Charles Burke, head of marketing, and I suspect procurement for the rest of the boys' club. On the Omnicom board is a former lobbyist who knows where the bodies are buried. Probably buried a few himself.
Were you having an affair with Raymond?
Next question.
I'll take that as a no. With anyone at Omnicom?
Good question. No.
The night he was murdered, Raymond accused you of being an investigative reporter working undercover. Now, what was that about?
Well, it's true. I was sent in by financial press to investigate some possible book cooking. A couple months ago, I got an anonymous tip that Omnicom is the next Enron. My publisher knows that this is big news, so I'm sent in. He calls in a favor from a PR firm, doctors up a resume, and since I can be charming at times, these well-tailored goons hired me.
What was your connection to Raymond?
Well, he's the chief financial officer, so he's the best source. I tell him I'm developing a PR piece on the company. I get an editor at the press to guarantee that it will run. And I convince Raymond that he's going to be a star.
So why did he turn on you?
I have no idea.
Is Cheryl Collins your real name?
Well, I wouldn't lie about that. It's easier to keep my story straight.
Clever girl.
We'll see.
Miss Collins, you're free to go.
Are you dropping the charges?
She made bail.
I thought it was set at $1 million.
Her publisher managed to put up the necessary 10%.
He likes my writing.
Since we're supposed to keep the defense informed, my men just checked this out.
With the remote that set off the bomb?
Same frequency.
Prints?
Smudged.
So why are you showing me this?
We just found that under a mat in the trunk of your car.
You really think she'd keep it with her?
I'm the one who called the police.
Well, the cynic might say that that was a real clever move, that you didn't have a chance to get rid of it.
I went straight home after I saw you.
If it was her, she could have just dropped it on the way.
Except I had her followed. She never had a chance to get around to the trunk of that car before we brought her in. Unless you have anything else to say, you can go.
So now what do we do?
Now you go home. And don't take any calls unless they're from Joan St. John or me.
Don't avoid the press?
Especially the press. What's What's the hurry?
I've got to feed that cat. He's gonna be hell to pay. What are you doing here?
Thought I'd buy you lunch.
Oh, isn't it my turn?
Actually it is.
Good, good, I didn't forget. Which means you want some.
I do, but I'm willing to pay for it. I ordered your favorite Ching Laos for lunch.
Oh, Chinese? Where's the twice-cooked pork?
Here you go. Here's a napkin. You know what? You better take two.
Didn't bring a fork, did you?
Were you taking all of those?
I'm gonna save them for later. Want some more rice?
It's fried.
So?
You know I don't like fried rice.
You love fried rice.
Your daughter loves fried rice. I like brown rice.
Oh, I guess that means you're not my daughter.
Glad we got that straight.
So what do you think of this young woman defendant?
She's smart.
Well, that helps. You think she's innocent?
Yeah, I do.
She's attractive then, huh?
Yeah, and it's got nothing to do with it. I just think she's too smart to knock somebody off this way. And if she didn't have an affair with the victim, she's got no motive.
Well, we don't know that for sure, though, do we? If she didn't have an affair.
I don't know, John. She was on an important assignment. It's just out of character.
Well, she's also an investigative reporter, and they can learn to put up some pretty fancy facades.
Meaning maybe I'm not seeing her clearly?
Didn't say that.
How long have we known each other, John? 30 years?
32, you just got back from Vietnam.
Right. And thanks to you, I straightened up and studied criminology. So anyway, you'll meet her and you'll judge for yourself.
I'm meeting her?
You told me you'd help me on this case. You didn't forget that, did you?
You're playing on my absent-mindedness is very low. We both know I didn't promise you anything.
You'll help because you're intrigued.
Maybe.
Maybe you'll help or maybe you're intrigued.
I'm intrigued and maybe I'll help.
You okay?
Mostly angry. No, I didn't get a good look at him.
Well, doesn't look like a burglary. Any idea what they were looking for?
Not a clue.
All right, we're done.
Look, I know this doesn't mean much to you, but if she wanted to stage a stunt, wouldn't you make it look like the intruder had a purpose?
Or she tried to establish that somebody else had access to her house, went in and put the C4 in her garage. Tell you what, when we find that somebody, I'll ask them.
Anybody else have a key to the place?
No. But anybody at work could have lifted it, made a copy.
I'll have the locks changed. If you need me, don't hesitate to call, okay?
And just what exactly are you going to be doing?
Well, we go to work.
Who's we? What, you have a staff?
You might say that, yeah.
positive?
Sir?
Too much. I mean, it's burning it on 200 feet per second.
Right.
What's that? Looks like the blast came from about here.
You should have been a cop, Professor.